BTB Savage was moving reckless as hell, in my opinion. People ask me, Truth, I want you to be honest about that. You know, you be a little newsiest on this shit. You know, you give us the news flavor. Can you give us the true flavor about that BTB Savage situation? In my opinion, I think he was moving reckless as hell. You know, sometimes it be like that when you be around that money, man. That money and that fame will blind you, man. You start forgetting your principles and this shit. I done told you that money. Look, I done seen money turn good people bad as hell, man. That money will turn you bad. It's just like clout. That's why people will do anything for the clout. People don't understand that. You can see how Instagram gonna make $100 million a month on them $15 on them blue checks. People will do anything to be a motherfucking star. That shit is real. You know what I'm saying? That shit is real. Like having an internet presence is more than money to some people. I know some motherfuckers out here, man, you ask them, you rather take $50,000 or 1 million Instagram followers. They gonna say, give me 1 million Instagram followers. Fuck that $50,000. I be, confused as hell. See, that's what the culture leads us to. You know, my condolences to that young man's family. He seemed like he was a dope artist. But it's things about his death that just led me very confused. The fact that, you know, he had an internet presence. People knew who he was. That was step one that I thought was wild. And why I say that was wild, because people knew who he was already because he had an internet presence. Plus, he was known as like a scammer, and he didn't have from that shit. So he was like an internet presence, famous. Plus, he was like an internet scammer. People knew he was a scammer. He didn't have that shit. Now he's inviting strangers to his house, you know, for features and shit like that. Like, you know, that's pretty reckless, in my opinion, to be moving around like that. You know, I understand it's about the money, it's about the music. You can get backdoor, somebody can snake you, but, you know, I think he kind of made certain moves that I think was very confusing that might have cost him his life, you know. And I think the fact that he promoted the death, you know, of whoever was killed during that home invasion. Like I say, you can't really get down on him like that. The man mind his own motherfucking business. He invite a motherfucker in their crib. They do some home invasion shit and up the blick. A motherfucker up. They up the blick. You in the crib, you thinking you finna do a feature. You got your bitch in there. Y'all chilling. Y'all finna do a music. A motherfucker ain't got the blick. He hitting you all the time the head with the blick. You don't know what the fuck. He done pop you all in the head with the blick. You don't know what the fuck to do. I get it. I understand that shit. So your girl come through. You feel me? She blick, blick, blick. She ain't scared. You feel me? Normally a girl be scared. They be on some pretty cute shit. She comes through firing that bitch off. I get it. We understand that shit. Y'all made it. So I don't feel like he wrong. You know, he made it, shit. But now to promote it, go on interviews, laugh about it, joke about it. I'm finna film a fucking video in front of his blood stain. Like, boy, a motherfucker will come do you like that. Like, it'll get like that. So that's what confused me with him. But I understand in this culture, you take a bad and then people finna be Googling your name, learning about you. So shit, you might as well drop some music. You feel me? I get it. But I just think it's certain moves that he made that was wrong. This was one time where reality shouldn't cross on the internet. And I think reality crossed on the internet. And I think he forgot that this is the real world. You know? It's get back out here. That shit ain't no coincidence that that man died the next day. All that shit them police doing, riding around, searching, trying to figure out who did it. Y'all ain't got to do all that shit. We know whoever buddy ass blinked down, whoever they ass is, they had something to do with buddy ass down. You got to be careful, man. Sometimes this internet shit will trick you, you know. This internet shit will have you believe in that avatar. It'll have you believe in that character, have you believe in you that person who it is. And you forget that this tough guy shit is like a light switch. You got to know when to cut that shit on and cut that shit off. He didn't do that. That was a problem. That young man lost his fucking life for some ignorant shit. That was goofy. That was unfucking believable that fucking happened. In my opinion, I was shocked. I keep hearing rumors about a KingVon movie. They keep telling me Von gonna drop a movie. I heard 50 Cent say that back in the day. I think it will be a movie about KingVon. I can't verify it though. But I do think it is going to be a movie eventually, and it needs to be one. Dude ass came from the hood. Dude, daddy was a fucking legend. Daddy lost his life. Von ass went to prison. He beat a fucking murder case, came home, didn't have no money, didn't have no job, got a background, a fucking record. He wasn't never going to get a job. Next thing you know, he blows up in fucking rap, becomes the biggest rapper in the fucking drill culture. Then he gets into a beef, a fight with a famous fucking rapper, and his entourage guns him down. Once he dies, then his homies, his peoples, his community that he from gets fucking raided, hits with a fucking Rico, and his friends are charged with his nemesis enemy death. Hell yeah, that's a fucking movie. I think it needs to be a fucking movie. That shit crazy. That's why people study the fucking drill culture, because shit like that is unfucking believable. You know, and I think it'll help them make money for generations for his family, because I'm not sure what his pocket's like. I ain't trying to pocket watch, but I know in this culture, people be faking in this shit. What you mean? What you mean by faking? People be faking in this shit. What you mean by faking? Truth, can you break this shit down? People be faking in this shit. What I mean by that is, I heard Dirk say he let Von them keep all the whatever they got. Cool, I understand that, but Von made music. That music had producers. Producers made beats and shit. They gonna get paid. He had a distribution deal, I think, with Empire and shit. They gonna get paid. He didn't have a major deal. He wasn't on the radio getting major play. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have major features and shit like that. Von was a legend. He blew up on his fucking own. You know, and I think that's dope. He got that big on his own. But when you get that big on your own, where the residuals at? Because he ain't really got like radio songs and shit like that. Not no merchandise and shit like that. He really relying on the streaming, the YouTube views, the Spotify views, you know, making money off of them streaming services and touring and shit. He not here no more. You know, a lot of these songs, people will play these songs, but them views start going down after a while, you know. When you the rookie of the year, people love you and shit, but when you become a veteran, the views go down. You know, he not here no more to make new music and shit like that. I do think he got more music because his brother told me in an interview, but that's why I think this movie is dope for guys to keep making money and shit like that for their families and shit. You know, a lot of people think people in these fucking drill coaches are rich and they not. It's only a few people got rich in this shit. It's a lot of people took risk in this shit. There's only a few that got rich in this shit though. Like on some real shit, it's a lot of people that have lost their life. Man, I can write on the board, man. It's hundreds of motherfuckers lost their life trying to chase that bag. Only about 3 or 4 that got rich in this shit. So don't let the illusion and the fame and people knowing somebody's name and shit. Hey, ain't that Johnny? Man, that shit cool and all, but if that shit ain't finna make no money, who cares about that shit? Man, you gotta be smart in this shit. A lot of people get confused in this shit. You know, stop faking, stop fronting. You gotta live your life. Live your fucking life. Don't be like nobody else. Stop believing this internet shit, man. The motherfucker you think that's living rich as hell, broke as hell, man. Stop believing that shit. They smiling and shit like they having a happy life and shit. She don't like that nigga no more. Stop believing this shit, man. Be you. You can win a fucking Grammy for being you. Look, be proud of your fucking family. Be proud of your mama. Be proud of your daddy. Love your kids. Enjoy your life. Be grateful for the job you got. Or be successful as hell and be lonely. It's lonely there. It's lonely there. You know, remember that. It's lonely at the top. So you got to be careful what the fuck you wish for. You know, be grateful with what the fuck you got. You know, because it's lonely at the top. I want to share a story with you, man. I once seen the guy, man, the first time in my life I ever seen the Maybach. I seen the guy in the Maybach. He had a girl and 2 kids in it. I seen the guy in a Maybach. This the first. I seen it with my eyes, man. I was next to it, not at a fucking car show. A motherfucker riding pit. I'm next to a motherfucker in a Maybach, man. Washing this car in a car wash at a Maybach. Okay? Something asked me that just, you know, I ain't a hater. I'm finna, man, bro. Nice ass whip, bro. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm gonna get me one of them boys one day. I'm grinding hard as hell. I'm gonna get me one of them one day. You feel me? Man, the man's knowledge. Shit, what do you want? You finna give me some game. What's up, man? When you do get one, I think he finna tell me to look at this shit, you know, make sure you don't drive too tight on the road, or make sure you don't put no rims on it, or keep it like this. I think he finna give me some tips or some shit, because I'm telling him I'm striving one day to grind it. I'm gonna get me one of them one day. You feel me? He don't tell me none of this shit. He tell me, make sure when you get one, make sure the people inside of it is grateful. I said, okay, I hear you. Then he walked off, got in this whip. Damn, that was deep. You know, while I'm looking at him like, shit, he must be rich. He got it made, man, got it Maybach, you know, kids in there, wife in there, you know. They got it, man. They living the American dream shit all along. He miserable, you know. Wife probably don't give a fuck about what he got going on. Probably ain't supporting nothing he got going on. Probably don't give no fuck about what he got going on. Kids probably, goddamn it, never get a chance to be around the family because he's successful, so he always gone. So the kids don't listen to him, and you know, all kind of shit. You know, they probably, I don't know. I'm just saying, you feel me? He wasn't happy, you know, even though he had that bag. So that's what I mean by that shit, man. Stop begging for a life that ain't yours. With your pop bottle head ass, man. Your ass always trying to live motherfucker like, man. Live your own life, man. With your pop bottle head ass, man. And be real with yourself, man. Because you only got a short amount of time, man. Don't worry about the past. Stop looking to the future. Enjoy the present. That's why that shit a gift, man. Enjoy that ride, bro. You're not going to be here that long. Look, one day your ass going to be in that joint. You're going to be in that. Your ass going to be in there, okay? Make sure you live a nice life before you went in there. Let no motherfucker send you off. Don't live your life because another motherfucker told you how to live your life. None of that shit. Live your own life. Because one day, you know what that mean? You know what that mean? One day, your ass not going to be here no more. You understand that? Lil Durk been beefing with the hood, beefing with his baby mama on the internet, all kind of shit. This the first times we done seen Durk take that L. Beefing with his hood is weird, though, you know, because he should understand that he comes from that hood. He comes from that shit. Hell, he a millionaire. He took a few people with him. They living their life, man. They eating gluten-free cereal. They showing thousands of dollars, man. Booney Mo taking pictures with big-ass racks in his pocket. Yeah, people salty about that shit. You know, but him going on the internet, attacking them, dissing them, not giving a fuck about that, I think that's wild. You know, I think Durk should stop that. You know, I think a lot of that come when the big homies are gone. Ain't a lot of big homies around him. You know, ain't no D-Things no more around him. You know, ain't no more chinos around him no more. You know, the older guys is able to say, hey, Durk, come here. Put a bug in his head. He throwing shots at people. He just threw shots at the young old black people because he thought they was dissing him. Come find out they wasn't even dissing him. All kind of shit like that. So that's why I say, you know, the like the shit with the OGs. You need OGs to get in your head and tell you about this shit. You know, shout out everybody that's rocking with the drill culture. Shit, as you can notice, the drill culture is growing, but it's also dying at the same time. You know, the culture has been affected. I want to be honest with you guys. The culture has been affected by all these deaths. You know, that's why I say it's important for us to support the big artists that's gonna drop. When Lil Reese drops a project, G Herbo drops a project, you know, FBG drops a project, the Drillers drops a project. It's important for us to support that shit because ain't too many of the Titans that's left in our culture. They are being ravaged. That's why I got a documentary about the culture the last 10 years that's finna get ready and drop. Putting the finishing touches on it, man. I ain't never said nothing about this because I've been working on this behind the doors, man. So, you know, don't hurt my feelings about it if you don't like it, but it's finna get ready and drop probably in like a couple weeks. I just putting a few more finishing touches on it, but I think this is something that the culture need at this moment because a lot of people don't understand. I've been studying the drill culture for a long time. I've been doing interviews. A lot of people think I'm an interviewer. I'm not an interviewer. I was lucky enough to do interviews with people that's in the culture. They gave me an opportunity to speak with them. But I am like a blogger, a documentarian, a drill documentarian, a drill historian. I focus on the drill culture. I've been documenting this shit for a while. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Tell Me Truth.